Welcome to this Blackboard Collaborate web conferencing orientation for moderators. First, let's get familiar with the moderator's interface. This is exactly what the moderator will see when they enter the session. They will have the audio and video panel, the participant panel, a chat panel, the content area where we're going to display content on the whiteboard, or application sharing, or web tour. In the audio and video window, this is where we'll see our video if you're using live video. Otherwise, your profile picture will be displayed here. You can click the talk button to turn on and off your microphone. Click the video button to turn on and off your video. If the teleconference has been set up and you want to switch to the telephone audio, you're going to click the telephone handset here, and that will give you the ability to get the number and to switch. And there's the audio setup wizard, which we strongly recommend you use before the session. We'll talk more about that in a moment. You also have the ability to open and close these panels. And for example, if you're in a session and video is being shown, but you want to save bandwidth and you don't want to watch that video, simply close that panel. In the participant window is where you're going to see your name first, then you'll see the moderators followed by all the participants. This is where you'll have the permissions, you'll have your emoticons, your stepped away, the raise hand button, the ability to click yes and no, or if the poll has changed, maybe it'll be A, B, and C. The moderator has the ability to clear those polling results. The moderator also has the ability to give and take away permissions, and we'll talk more about that in a moment. The chat panel is where you can send chat messages by simply typing and hitting enter. The moderator has one tab for the room and another tab to be able to send private chat messages to other moderators or facilitators in the session. We have a set of whiteboard tools that can be used to write and draw on this whiteboard. We have the ability to record the session and to load content. We'll get into a little more detail about these features in just a moment. You have the ability to change your layout, so any one of those panels can be detached. You can place it anywhere on the screen, so you can really customize the way the panels will be displayed, and then you can reattach the panels. You also can go under the View menu. You can change your layout that way, and it's also important to always know that you have the ability to restore your default layout. We recommend that you set up a user profile. The user profile is a great way to be able to share a picture of yourself and your contact information. If you're on a PC, that's under the Edit menu, Preferences, My Profile. If you're on a Mac, go to the Blackboard Collaborate menu, Preferences, My Profile. The moderator has the ability to choose which profiles will actually be displayed during the session. The audio setup wizard. This is really the best way to make sure that you're going to get the best quality audio in the session. So at the beginning of each session, go through the audio setup wizard and select the output device, how you will hear the audio in the session, and the input device. What device will you use to be able to transmit your audio? So in the audio and video panel, simply click on this little icon, this button that will open up the audio setup wizard. The moderator has the ability to determine how many people will be able to speak simultaneously during the session. So from the options menu in the audio and video panel, go to maximum simultaneous talkers, and you can go from 1 up to 6. It's okay to have up to 6 and to let all those people turn on their microphones as long as people are respectful and don't speak on top of one another. But with our echo cancellation in this version of web conferencing, we're able to really easily handle all of those simultaneous audio streams. You also can use the phone for audio if the moderator has set the session up that way. So you can use teleconference audio only, or you can mix it with the voice over the internet audio, and that audio is going to be captured in the recording. You'll clearly see those that are on the voice over the internet audio will have that microphone icon, and if you're on the phone, you'll have an icon that looks like a telephone. You can transmit live video, open the audio video panel, and then click on the video button. We do recommend you hit preview first and then hit video. And you can see when you're transmitting, there's a clear indication here. And once again, you can close this panel if you don't want to receive that video, especially important if you are in a slower connection, you need to conserve your bandwidth, you might want to close the video. You could type a message and hit enter to send chat. The participant will only see this option. The moderator will have the room and a moderator tab. You also have the ability, moderators and participants, if participants have the permission, to send private chat. You could do this by right-clicking on a participant's name or double-clicking and select Send a Private Chat. You're going to see the chat will have various tabs, so you can keep all of your chat conversations separated in different tabs and flip back and forth between them. Or you may want to choose to go ahead and show all the private chats in the Room tab. This sometimes is easier to really manage if there's a lot of chat conversations going on, to be able to just see it in this one tab so you're not having to switch back and forth. But that's right in the chat panel and the options, and you can choose whether you want to, how exactly you want to display your chat. Global permissions. By default, audio, video, chat, and whiteboard are turned on for participants. Application sharing and web tour are turned off. The moderator can change these global permissions from the participants panel, going to the options menu and selecting to turn on or off, or by simply clicking on any of the permissions right in the participant panel, you can turn them on and off globally. You'll see that these have been turned off. The Participants Options menu gives the moderator the ability to turn on and off permissions for one specific individual participant. So you have the global options, or you have the ability to control it at the individual participant level. Activity and status indicators. You will see red or orange status indicators letting you know if a participant is experiencing a delay in receiving, for example, the shared application. Red is a much more serious delay. Orange is a slight delay. Just use this as a moderator to be able to know, should you move on? Should you slow down? Do you need to let that participant catch up? Once they've caught up, those indicator lights will disappear. You're also going to see which tools are in use. So, for example, the video is on here, the microphone is on, microphone is on here, video is on for this participant. So you'll be able to see exactly which tools are being used and by whom. The moderator has the ability to ask yes/no polls or multiple choice polling types of questions. By going to finding polling under the options menu here in the participant panel, you're going to be able to change the polling response options. The moderator can load content by clicking the Load Content button. The primary type of content that most moderators will be using is PowerPoint, so you can select that PowerPoint file, bring it into the session, and we'll automatically convert it into a format that works on the whiteboard. Once you've loaded the whiteboard pages, you'll need to know how to navigate those pages, so you can click the arrows back and forth, click on the drop-down and select a specific page to go to. Open up the Page Explorer. From the Page Explorer, you can cut, copy, paste, and delete. You can add new content into the session, and you can actually use this for navigating the whiteboard pages as well. A series of whiteboard tools are available, so select a tool. Many of the tools can be changed, so the pointer can go to a hand or a smiley face. You could change your pen tools, your text tools. You'll also be able to change the colors. You can change. You could also add clip art to the whiteboard. Sessions can be recorded if they've been set up that way. So when the session's created, there's a checkbox to say whether you want to record or not. Typically, they're set up so that the moderator can start the recording and pause the recording at any time. When the recording is in progress, there is a clear indication, both an audible and visual indication that the session is being recorded. You also will have a recording reminder, which is really helpful. This will sit on your screen, just remind you at the very beginning of the session to turn on that recording. But if you don't want it there, simply select Don't Remind Me Again, and the next time you come into a web conferencing session, that will no longer be there. We do strongly recommend that you practice before you start delivering your first sessions. We recommend that you practice with 2 computers or 2 people. It's really important to be able to see the moderator's interface and the participant's interface, and to understand what happens if you click a particular button as the moderator. How does that impact the student? If a student clicks a button, how does that impact the moderator? Just a great way of practicing. Please do visit the On-Demand Learning Center for resources for participants and moderators. We're going to visit the On-Demand Learning Center right now using our web tour tool. I will also put that link into the chat so you can click that. Here's the On-Demand Learning Center for web conferencing. We also have some asynchronous classes that you can register for. So visit our training center right here from the On-Demand Learning Center. We have resources for participants, and we have resources for moderators available right from the On-Demand Learning Center. Thank you very much, and enjoy facilitating your web conferencing sessions using Blackboard Collaborate.